Greetings everybody, Adam Rafferty here with a little guitar lesson for you. I have just sort of a quick little groovy kind of thing that I came up with over an E7 chord. It's got some cool things and some harmonics and might give you some creative ideas for some of your own music or a solo arrangement. I came up with it while I was arranging a song called Freedom Jazz Dance, which I'm still working on. I'll play it for you, and then I'll break it down and I'll show you how I do it, and I'll show you how I was thinking about it so that you can maybe incorporate some of these ideas into your music. So here goes. 1, 2, ready, and... Okay, it's kind of an interesting little groove, and so let's get started. It was inspired by this, actually, even though I was working on Freedom Jazz Dance, it was inspired by a song by Herbie Hancock called Watermelon Man. And I knew that at first I wanted to have a bass line that sat in a groove with this rhythm. So if the rhythm's 1, 2, 3, I wanted boom, bang, bang, boom, bang, bang, boom, bang, bang, boom, boom, boom. Now, as coming out of being a jazz guitarist and an electric guitar player, conventional wisdom would have me fret all the notes. So I would probably do something like, or if I was thinking like a bass player, I might do that. I don't need to show you that because that's not what I'm teaching you, but the sound of that. Now, what's interesting here is I learned this from Tommy Emmanuel when I got to play some gigs with him, sit down and do a little guitar powwow. He says, man, you need more open strings. He said Chet Atkins showed him this. And it's really, if you think about it, it's the sound of, it's the same thing that reverb does, only you're doing it on the guitar, or we or I or whoever's doing it on the guitar, while a note is dying out, rather than stopping it and playing the new note, which you would be doing when you do this. Every note is stopping before the next one's starting. If you do them on adjacent strings, or on other strings, not the same string, you get the sound of a note dying while another note's starting. And this has been an invaluable thing that's helped my arrangements really start to sound more lush and more expansive. So the first thing I looked for with this bass line, I said, is there a way that I can incorporate what Tommy showed me? So let me show you. Now here's, you can grab your guitar and follow along now. I'm starting with the low E. Then with my index finger over here, which is probably hidden behind a microphone in the video, I'm with my index finger playing the D string. Okay. And then again with my thumb, I'm playing the low E string, but the 12th fret harmonic. See, so if we just isolate the bass line, I'm getting... Okay, now I know I probably look like a bobblehead on a dashboard with the way I'm moving my body, but I want to explain something. It's critical to feel body rhythm so that you can dance and move your body to what you're playing. It's different from counting a metronome rhythm. I'm not just going 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's part of what I want you to practice as you're learning this. I want you to always hook in the feel, the musical feel, with the thing you're learning. Try to always marry the two so that you've got a body and soul and mind all connected rather than just a mind. Because music with just a mind is not going to create a satisfying experience for your listener. At least I don't think so. It might, depending on the listener. I can only tell you my way of doing it. But anyway, I digress. The bass line. Now I'm snapping here on purpose because that's where other stuff is going to happen. Okay? Those are the notes. Now, let's talk about the chord. So that's the bass part. Then there's this chord in there. If you've ever played Purple Haze by Jimi Hendrix, there's a chord called an E7 sharp 9 chord. Now you might not have played it. This isn't a lesson on Purple Haze, but I'll show you the chord. We're going to play it somewhere else, but it's good to know. It's called E7 sharp 9, pinky, 8th fret B string, 3rd finger, 7th fret G string, 1st finger, 6th fret on the D string, and then 2nd finger, 7th fret A string. Don't worry about why it's called E7 sharp 9. It's just called that. That's a whole other lesson. Now, to get the sound I wanted, I knew I wanted that harmony, but I wanted more. I wanted to use, first of all, bum, bum. So that's that. Now that E that I've played there is going to be the lowest note of the chord of that E7 sharp 9 chord. So instead of fretting it, we have a harmonic. I'm just playing these top 3 notes of the chord in a different place. So watch, I'm playing pinky on the G string, 12th fret. 3rd finger, D string, 12th fret. 2nd finger, 11th fret, A string. Same notes as what's going on up here, so it's the same. But then I also get the E and B ringing, so it gives this sort of, now we're getting into this more open ringing sound, which is more ideal for steel string guitar. Now, there's this spot where there's not a lot happening, and that's where some single line, that's where some riff, that's where a little bit of freedom exists now in this groove. Okay, so watch, I'll throw in a couple bent notes, and now notice we're getting this nice blend of a top note thing going on, a chord in the middle, and this bass line. Watch how this sounds. Ready? See that? Now, there's all different kinds of things that can happen with this. You might want to figure out how to do it on an A7 chord. That could be a whole other lesson. You could do a 12-bar blues like this. You can vamp out. You can have somebody solo along with you. The main thing is just to get started and let this simple thing maybe be a bed of some creativity for things you'll discover. You might, another idea, instead of doing these single lines, for example, I might throw in some harmonics. And those will sound nice because they're going to ring and it's going to add to this big ringy sound that we're talking about. So watch this. See? All right, so that's it. Have fun. I hope you enjoyed this mini lesson, and stay tuned. I'll be posting more cool little lessons of this nature, so I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot. Once again, it's Adam Rafferty, AdamRafferty.com. God bless.